Hello everyone, ever dream of piloting a starship around the galaxy with huge memories on the top? Getting a Hummer on the bridge, or simply going where no man has gone before? If the answer is yes, you're either a Star Trek spurg or a complete fucking degenerate like me. The game is Star Trek Online, and the question is, what's it all about? Star Trek Online is a free-to-play MMORPG from Cryptic. I started the game as the brave Klingon warrior Koksukur, fighting the Federation in his trusty starship the Swallow. However, a few levels in, the shouty, hammed Klingon dialogue made me feel like a foreign doctor in an old folks' home, so I switched sides and joined the Federation. Character creation is pretty much the standard fare in the usual MMORPG make my dolly sort of way. You can choose your species, your undercarriage, your hair, your nails and your makeup. Because I'm secretly a big SJW at heart and wanted to roleplay Asperger's, I chose a Vulcan. My next step in the fight against the patriarchy was to test the profanity filter. Because we all know from Tumblr that weak profanity filters lead to hurt feelings, and that's just unacceptable. Eventually, after a few false starts, Captain Soapy Tittywank was born. In order to keep aging nerds from throwing their shite like frustrated chimps, you start off in the 23rd century universe. Your first few space battles take the standard MMO tutorial form, with your crew continually nagging you like you've just shat in the sink and wiped your arse with the cat. I always consider MMO battles quite a dull affair. It's like watching two frustrated tax accountants playing Semtex roulette, with whomever shouts the highest numbers consistently exploding first. Away missions are of the standard click on the sparkly thing to progress fare, and to keep the Trechiatrics happy they throw in some original series characters. You are showered with upgrades like you've just purchased a Malaysia Airlines round the world ticket, and the inventory space is quite generous. A pretty neat feature of the game is that your AI crewmates are actually useful during ground battles. However, this was probably done out of necessity, as the devs came to the conclusion that Star Trek fanatics attract friends with the same frequency as out-proud necrophiles and spree killers. There is one hilarious mission where you have to surreptitiously scan attendees at a banquet. You can only activate the scan button when you're standing directly in front of your targets. So this leads me to imagine my character saying, No, it's not what it looks like. I suffer from Tourette's, this is just my nervous tic. There are also some strange bugs like the alien here who's torn between judging the fellatio contest on Deck 4 and attending the party on Deck 5. After some tacked-on convoluted bullshit involving Daniels, Chekhov and the Temporal Agency, you're sucked into the 26th century where your adventures begin in earnest. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert. The 26th century is basically more of the same, with slightly different alliances. In the realms of heroics, this game really shines where most games fall flat on their arse. In this game you're made to feel like a small cog in a large machine. You're taking part in things, but you're not single-handedly saving the galaxy. In many MMORPGs, quest givers act like prostitutes, assuring you you're the best lover they've ever had. You turn in a quest and are told you're the promised messiah who has single-handedly saved the world. But even before you can choose your reward, you can see another 50 messiahs queuing up behind you. However, this game does fall on its lightsaber in the same way that other MMORPGs do. That is to say, it's a hamster wheel. It's something to kill the monotony between cradle and grave with even more monotony. Incidentally, there's no better way of pissing off a Trek Wars fan than mixing genres. I was happily exploring the galaxy one day when this happened. Starfleet intelligence had finally caught up with me. Rather than assume that some racist spurg lord had taken exception to my traditional Vulcan name, or that some puritanical what about the children fuckwit had ratted me out, I chose to stay in character. You see, the real story is, after being caught on the bridge having antenna sex with his Andorian first officer, Lieutenant Commander Soapy Tittywank faked his own death in a mysterious transporter accident and secretly changed his name. On that day, in another part of the galaxy, Lieutenant Commander Juicy Snatch Flaps came into being. His uncanny resemblance to Soapy Tittywank caused the Admiral's multiple personality disorder to resurface.
You've proven yourself, and are due the accolades of a true Klingon warrior.
He was promoted to commander and placed in charge of the USS Poontang. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is where we have to leave his story for now. If you're still asking yourself the question, what's it all about? It's an MMORPG.